Hi, how's everybody doing today? My name is Nakia, but you can call me Empress Marie. And this is my page, Nature's Nightclub. And today we're going to be doing our weekly horoscope reads. I'm going to upload those after this video, but today's episode is going to be called Who Set Your Course, because I personally wanted to talk about things we have to deal with while we're journeying to evolution and becoming more of our higher self and breaking free of the illusions and change that we know was set in our past lives and sorts like that. So the idea was to get inside deep with the death and rebirth of how we're going to justify ourselves when it comes to our evolution, because a lot of people accept things for what we're told it to be and how our family moved before we became about, like, for example, people just love to justify their actions with I get it from my mother, or I get it from my dad, or I get it from my granddad, or I get this from my dad's side of the family or my mother's side of the family and stuff like that. But I wanted to, just get into why it's important to break those chains and break those cycles, because you will never be your true authentic self until you release yourself from the past, from the hold that your past has on you, and the expectations of your family and the expectations of those who came before you. And by those who came before you, I mean the ones who never evolved, those who stayed behind and decided to accept the life that the devil put in their way, or accept what came with them, the burdens and the trials and the tribulations and the slavery, and who never decided to break free of all of that and to break free of those chains. And I just wanted to explain why it's important that you know who set your course for you when you decided to change the narrative in which your life took place. You feel me? Because, like, an example of what I was thinking about yesterday is cutting out the mental idea of not being strong enough to take on a certain obstacle that's in your way. So by obstacles, I mean, I want to tap on mental health, right? Attachment, abandonment anxiety, depression in relationships, addiction, complex PTSD, trauma, CBT, EMOR therapy, and somatic psychotherapy. Because having real, true issues with your mental health and not being able to overcome those situations, BPD, things like that, in your spirit urges you to call judgment on those type of things, to feel yourself and to check yourself and to question yourself. It's important that we question everything about ourselves, because we never know who we were really intended to be, besides out of the illusion of who we were told to be. Like, let's say on our path we're walking, and there's this set of stones in our way. And in each stone, we're going to call them stepping stones, right? But in order for them to be stepping stones, we have to actually step over the fact that means that each stone, what's written on each stone, what's written in stone is who we are. Because the main thing I ask myself is, okay, it says I have BPD, but do I really have BPD, or am I just not finding a healthy way to deal with myself? Or am I not seeking the help or the therapy or the material I need to actually break down what is actually wrong? Because just because somebody writ something in stone and placed it on my path doesn't make it mine. It could just be deception. The devil uses all kinds of devices and all kinds of tools to get you to stop and to stay stagnant and to stay in the position he wants you to stay in, or the same position forever, because he doesn't want you to go beyond his ideal of life that he chose for you. So it's important for you to understand who set your course, who placed what in your way for you to become who you are. You feel me? Like, who did you become as a result of your environment? It's different subjects you can tap on the moment you start questioning yourself and start actually realizing that everything you see is not what it seems, especially about you. So I'm going to pull a few cards just to get an idea of what it is that we need to understand and know. Excuse me. Look, we got Judgment and the King of Pentacles. It just came out that fast. So with this, I'm seeing like, okay, with the Judgment card, that is like, okay, what I was just saying, questioning ourselves about who set our courses, right? And then under those we have the Five of Pentacles. So with the Judgment and the King of Pentacles, it's like the lack of stability, the lack of survival, and not having anything or not seeing the truth in any way is an entire illusion for us who have not yet sought out the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is within us. So that takes me back to questioning yourself, because you're afraid that the moment you give up on what it is that you already have, or give up on what it is that you know, or give up on what it is that you're used to, your comfortability, your comfort zone, the moment you get out of your comfort zone and call judgment on your spirit, and call judgment on your environment, and call judgment on your health, and call judgment on your education and your intelligence and your spiritual life, the moment that you do those things, you feel like you're going to be without, that you feel like you're going to be left held back, or you feel like you're going to rip yourself from your blessings, or everything that you came to know is going to be taken away from you, and that you're not going to have anything left to your name. The thing I want to get to is our true essence that God has given us not only comes with power, but comes with an inheritance from the Most High God. So you wouldn't have to worry about anything. You wouldn't have to worry about anything being taken from you if you know your position in the kingdom of heaven. You feel me? So anything somebody tells you you are is a stepping stone for you. You have the key to unlock the gate of your you have the key to unlock the cage of your soul. There is nothing nobody else can tell you about yourself as long as you know who you are. As long as you know who you are, you have everything you need. As long as you know who you are, you know everything you're supposed to be doing. You're unlocking the Akashic records. You're unlocking what they so-called the forbidden knowledge. Everything that they say that you're not supposed to have, everything they say that you're not supposed to know is actually who you are. It's what you're supposed to be. It's what you're supposed to be doing. Underneath that, we had the Eight of Wands in reverse. So, let me see so y'all can see it. The Eight of Wands in reverse. So, this would just give, this feels like not taking any type of action toward who you really are. Like, tapping on the subject of who set your course. This is like weapons being formed against you and not having the power to prosper. And the fact that you think they're prospering is an entire illusion to get you to stay stagnant and to stay in place and to keep yourself behind. You feel me? To keep yourself held back, and so that you can never reach your true potential. So every type of weapon that this King of Pentacles, because in another sense, this is a King of Pentacles. I'm gonna call out Satan. I'm gonna call out the devil on this, because whoever it is, and this might be an urgent message for someone who really, truly, deeply feel like they are being tricked out of their position because of somebody in higher power throwing stones in glass houses, and their weapons don't even have the power to prosper over you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that is the judgment you're calling, and that you should call upon this situation, because it will not leave you out in the cold. If you ever get put in a position where you're left without a home, or if you're left without help, or you feel you're left without help, or you see your circumstances as a way of hell breaking loose in your life, you have to understand that once you call on divine help, once you call on God to get you out of a situation, you're acknowledging the fact that you have the power to help yourself. You feel me? Once you acknowledge that, you're acknowledging the fact that you have the power to help yourself. Higher power is in your favor. So any stones that somebody was throwing in glass houses, this king who feel like he set your course for you, or Satan that feel like his weapons, his devices, his tools that he set in a way to keep you stagnant, to keep you behind, to keep you in your lower nature self, to keep you in your lower potential, to keep you in your lower self, to keep you in your shadow self. Those weapons he feel like he's forming against you, they're not prospering at all. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Okay, the Four of Swords came out. So this is like the weapon. This is like putting yourself inside of solitude. This is the Four of Swords. So if y'all can see that, it's like putting yourself in solitude so that you can actually, like I said, questioning yourself, asking yourself the important questions, those swords. And you see, you got that secret weapon under you. But above you, what you can only see is the weapons that's being formed against you. That's the illusion. That's the circumstance. That's the things that you can see. But really, in actuality, you're supposed to be walking by faith and not by sight. Because if you focus on the things that are seen, you're focused on the things